Well, divorce rates amid COVID-19 have been a roller coaster of ups and downs, coinciding with spikes in cases and uncertainty around the globe. And now the big question is whether more people will choose to call it quits as courts fully reopen. And here with the pulse of divorce during the pandemic and what you need to know about COVID clauses is Tracey Coates, the leading attorney at Paley Rothman and also the host of the Tracey Coates podcast. Tracey, good to have you here. A lot of people, they may have found maybe too much togetherness, quarantined at home during the pandemic. But whatever the reasons for a split, what is the current climate of divorce at this stage of the pandemic?
You know, Melanie, you are absolutely correct. It has certainly been a roller coaster ride over the last 12 months for couples and families, but particularly for marriages. And so last year at this time, if we're reflecting backwards, there was certainly a decrease in the filings of divorces. And what we were seeing, of course, is that people were really trying to manage with the day-to-day, with custody and visitation, and of course, support issues in terms of the economy not doing as well as it could be, and in terms of people losing their jobs. Now, flash forward 12 years, I probably don't know any of my colleagues that are not extremely busy with the increase in divorce filings, in part the normal divorce filings that we would ordinarily see, but also for those individuals and couples that put their marital issues on the back burner are now coming forward and saying it's time to move on.
So now what is this COVID clause that's turning up in divorce settlement agreements?
You know, essentially what a COVID clause is, it is a provision in an agreement that some divorcing couples are opting to put in. And really what it is, Melanie, it's a detailed roadmap as to how to move forward in the event that COVID cases spike again and or a lockdown. And an example of perhaps a COVID clause could be if schools were to shut down again and then kids are now homeschooling 100% virtually again. When you have two working parents, I mean, who's going to stay home and watch those kids and monitor the schooling? Where are the kids going to do that homeschooling? But there's also certain issues, Melanie, that arise during the divorce proceedings that are always modifiable independent of a COVID clause, such as custody or child support. And once they reach that threshold of a material change in circumstance, they are also modifiable.
All right, so the courts, they may have a backlog now of cases because of the pandemic. Should you be prepared to wait if you're looking to get divorced?
You should. I mean, currently right now, Melanie, I would say that a lot of the cases that I am seeing and that are moving forward towards a litigation are being scheduled in 2022. And so it really is always beneficial, in my opinion. Not every case can be settled, but if parties could really work together to think about what it is that they want out of their divorce agreement and try and work on settlement now, it will save them not only time, but money in the long run.
And of course, there have been some high-profile divorces we've heard about lately during this COVID year, including Bill and Melinda Gates' $139 billion divorce. Are there any lessons that we can learn from them?
You know, Melanie, I love all things celebrity romance and heartbreak, both for the entertainment value, but also sometimes that we can certainly take from them on what to do and what not to do. And looking at Bill and Melinda Gates' divorce, while it might have caught the public off guard, it appears that they really were very thoughtful and strategic over the past year in developing a separation agreement that would ultimately resolve all of their issues resulting from their marriage. And that's why right now we are seeing that they are moving forward with certain division of assets. By contrast, however, there are certainly couples such as Kanye West and Kim Kardashian where it doesn't appear a lot of thought and strategy has gone into their divorce, but it's particularly important in their case because they have young children. One of the things that I always counsel my clients on is that, you know what, divorce is not the time to sort of knit your parachute in flight and hope that you land on your feet. You really got to be thoughtful. You've got to think ahead and plan.
All right, we just have a couple of seconds left. What's your top tip for any couple looking to make their divorce go smoother?
My top tip would be definitely know your assets, know what it is that you have, not just marital assets in terms of, or should say not just marital home, but also things like retirement and income. Certainly know the value of those assets, know what your rights are to those assets, and know what exactly is worth fighting for.
Follow the money. All right, TraceyCoates.com is the website to check out more information. Tracey Coates is an attorney at Paley Rothman. She is the host of the Tracey Coates podcast. Check it out. And thank you, Tracey.
Thank you so much, Melanie.